Hey YouTube, with 2022 in the books, I thought it would be fun to put together a little top 5 list of my top 5 favorite G.I. Joe graded books that I acquired in 2022. I think I have a pretty interesting list, and not your typical G.I. Joe books that you would see on a list like this. So why don't you head down to the desk and check them out with me.
Yo, Joe, talking comics. Here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
Alright, so I'm going to cheat a little bit from the beginning and give an honorable mention to this one. This is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 214. This is the Fabio Vale Virgin cover. There was a color version of this with a trade dress, but I prefer the black and white Virgin cover. This is the issue after the death of Snake Eyes, and I think this cover tells a story of its own. Really enjoy having this on my wall and being able to look at it. Super cool book. But that is just an honorable mention. Let's get into the list. Coming in at number 5 for the year, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 216. It's a EC Comics homage cover. I'm a big fan of homage covers, and how can you not love the classic EC covers? This was part of a special month of EC homage covers. I'm still looking to track down the Godzilla in Hell cover. It looks really cool. But it is one super awesome book, and I'll put a little image here comparing this to the original Two-Fisted Tales number 18 that it homages. Super cool book. Love having that one. That is number 5 on my list. Number 4 is Snake Eyes Dead Game number 2. This is the Miko Scion Virgin cover. Pretty amazing that while I didn't really enjoy the Dead Game book that much, there are so many great covers from it that I own quite a few copies of those for the covers alone. But this is my favorite, and this was a 500 copy print run, so not super easy to get a hold of, and there was a matching Snake Eyes cover for issue 1 that I have as well, and I usually kind of pair them together when I display. Super cool book. And number 3 is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 252. This is the Stuart Sager exclusive cover. This is a print run of 750, and it's a cool wraparound cover of the Baroness. This was only for sale from Stuart or his website. I picked mine up at a local convention that he was at, and he had sent this one into CBCS with the artist signature witnessed program there, and got a cool custom label with it. So super awesome. I really like this. The Baroness using the file cards as kind of her hunting down her prey. I really like the narrative it invokes there. But now on to the top 2. Number 2 is a book that I looked for a long time, very special to me. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 226. This is the Adam Rich's Cobra Commander action figure cover, and he did an amazing job with it. I mean, it looks like a picture of the action figure package. But this issue is also the first appearance of Dawn Moreno while she is in high school on the lacrosse team. I'm a big fan of the Dawn character, and having her first appearance and a cool cover in the same book is pretty special to me. Really like it. This is my number 2 book of the year. And finally, my favorite graded G.I. Joe book that I acquired in 2022 is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 21. The only Marvel issue to make my list, shockingly. Every Joe fan knows the significance of the silent issue. It is also the first appearance of my favorite character, Storm Shadow, a book I really wanted to add to my collection but wasn't sure I'd be able to afford. Found another Joe collector that was selling a third printing at a very fair price, and I was able to pick it up and made videos of acquiring it and sending it in to get cleaned and pressed and finally graded and receiving it back. And the whole process made the book, I think, just have an extra story for me personally and is special to me. It came back with a very generous 9.4. I'm not sure it deserves it, but I'll take it. Pretty confident if I were to resubmit this book, it would come back at like a 9.0. Those are my top 5 graded Joe books for 2022. I had a lot of fun collecting last year and added some super cool books to my collection. Let me know some of your favorite books in the comments, and keep watching as I'll be adding more books throughout this year. Thanks.
That was A Real American Brian. And now you know, because knowing is half the Brian.